as a race, if we're going to have to make our minds think as a whole, if that's what you're going to make it, and you say, what race do you think of as women as a whole when they're more peaceful, more soft, more understanding, more compassionate, more soft spoken? Who do you think of? This is not an opinion. If we're going to group us as a whole, just like some of y'all stereotypes are legit, other stereotypes are legit. So let's go tit for tat. Peaceful women, as a whole, not individual, as a whole, who do you think of? BOK women or YT women?
I think of neither, you dumb bitch. Now, I know this is not appropriate for me to start it off with like just a personal greeting or anything like that, but this shit pisses me off, okay? I'm gonna tell you why it pisses me off. And unfortunately, I'm gonna say it, I blame black dudes for making it so easy when it comes to these white women, okay? The thing is, Karen and Keisha is no damn different, okay? As you guys may think they are. They are no different, okay? They will do you the same way. And this is what pisses me off is that people are actually agreeing with this dumb bitch, okay? That basically, oh, white women, in my language, we call them Denedral women. Oh, Denedral women or Tubak. We also call them Tubak as well. Oh, Tubak women are so soft, so feminine, and in reality, the ones in America are not. Okay, and the ones who have adopted the American mentality are not. Okay, that's just the bottom line. There, I don't know why people have this delusion that when you're getting with a Karen, you're getting a better deal, but when as a matter of fact, you're not. Okay, all you're getting with Karen, basically, all you are getting with Karen is just, how should I put it? Let me try to make a hypothetically speaking type thing. Okay, hypothetically speaking, let's say I was with a Keisha, right? I leave the I leave the Keisha to get with Karen. At first, I'm thinking to myself like, a breath of fresh air. She respects me. She this, that, and the fourth. All she's doing is luring you in. Okay, that's it. But then it doesn't take that much time for her true colors to show. For example, and shout outs to him. I actually know him. Shout outs to my boy, um, Victor Boniface, a footballer that I know. Okay, he was with a Norwegian woman, and I consider all these Karens the same. Whether the Karen is from America, Canada, UK, France, Belgium, Germany, and Scandinavia, I consider them all the same. Uh, since I've been in Russia and this part of the world that I'm in, the Karens are different. Okay, uh, largely due to the ethnic makeup of the population. Because, again, I say that a Dagestani is not a Karen, English is not a Karen, a let's say a Kumik is not a Karen. A Tatar is not a Karen. In fact, they're closer to Khadija than Karen. Azerbaijani is not a Karen. Okay, a Tajik is not a Karen. So what I'm saying is that Victor Boniface, right? And I want to say something too. Even with this bitch talking right now, she has a deep ass voice. Do you hear how deep her voice is? And she talking about soft and feminine. That's a telltale sign that she's been around the block. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. Victor Boniface, he had a Norwegian Karen. What happened was he had she was trying to force marriage on him. She was trying to force marriage on this Karen, right? Or no, she was trying to force marriage on him. Okay, she was like itching to get married. She wanted to get married so badly. Like she was just like trying to get married so fast, trying to get married. Um, when she found out that he took a page out of Ashraf Hakimi's book and put put all his assets in his mom's name, she broke up with him. Okay? What I'm trying to say is that perhaps, Keisha is just more, let's just say, ratchet, more, you know, more, I guess you could say, hmm, what's a good word? More, I guess, more undesired per se. But it doesn't change the fact that Karen is no different. She just has different ways of going about doing what she was already planning to do. I'll give another older example, the Nigerian who was stabbed by the Karen and he met his demise, unfortunately. The what I'm trying to get across here is that the black men who do want these Karens, basically, what I'm trying to say is that they don't have respect for themselves. Most of the time, the Karens that they want are basic anyway. Okay? I hate to say it, but me personally, I'm not attracted to Karens from Norway, Sweden, America, France, Britain. I'm not attracted to them. Okay? There's Italy. There's another thing at play with this though. And I'm not saying that I'm the most spiritually adept person. In fact, I'm far from it. And I ask Allah, may Allah make the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam my sheikh. Okay? May he make basically my direction, my instructions and everything be from him, you know, in a very, very sense of the word. But there's a spiritual element that comes with, this kind of thing. And I think if you have some kind of like spirituality, or if you have some kind of like spiritual hunger, no Karen is going to spiritually attract you. When I was in Tatarstan and when I'm in Kazakhstan, now that I've been in Kazakhstan, um, there's a certain like aura that you know that that draws you. You know what I mean? Um, to be respectful though, although the choosing signals are very, very much apparent, you know, they're very apparent a lot of the time. But just to be on a respectful level, I just keep things cool. I keep things very, 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 very like cordial and civil. The thing is, you know, the one thing that I took with me in my travel, in my migration, is the minhaj of Shehu Uthman Danfodio Rahimahullah. Okay, and on top of the minhaj of Shehu Uthman Danfodio Rahimahullah, I learned more about the historic figures here of the Islamic faith in this area. Such as Sultan Baibar, such as Amir Timur Beg, and the like thereof. And I read about them and read about how, in pertaining to what, how they dealt with women as well. So what I'm saying is this, and I'm going to end this video on this note. If you have like an atom of like desire to gain the favor of God, you're not gonna find most of the white women attractive. I'm sorry, you're not. In fact, you're gonna be repulsed by them. Cause I know when I was in the States, I was repulsed by them, bro. I was really repulsed by them. Because you have to think of it in one sense too. Okay? And I know this is gonna sound pretty bad, but this is things that my mom told me. This is things that like was passed down to me, okay? Because even in our country, we have, for example, we have something called a Dukan smoke bath, where, the woman, the thing that they sit on is kind of like a toilet, but it gives off like a perfume-like smell, incense and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It gives off like incense and stuff, and they're wrapped in a blanket. And it's those private parts get the treatment with this thing called Dukan, right? Now, what I'm going to say is hygienic. Even, and I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this on this note, because I'm just still so pissed off that this woman had the audacity to say such stupid shit as she said. But so there's this thing called Dukan, as I said, where the woman sits and she purifies herself with the smoke coming from the incense and stuff like that. And it makes her presentable for her husband. It gives her husband, put it this way, it makes her husband's imagination go, right? Let's just take, for example, another example. And this is happening with women from like, where I'm from, the Sahel region, and also the Sudan region as well, Sudan. And let's just say even that alone puts these women ahead of white women, okay? Put it this way. I would take the Sudani over a Casper Karen any day of the week, okay? Bar none. Because then we would have something in common with the Arabic language, but more deeper, we would have Islam in common. You know what I mean? And we would have probably a common proximity to each other, since some of my relatives actually went and settled in parts of Sudan, where all the West African descendants are, basically. So we will have that in common. So the thing is, what I'm saying is, if you have like an atom of like kind of conviction, you would not find Karen attractive, because the thing is, I've seen many videos, okay, so many videos. Even the Karens that convert to Islam are not attractive most of the time, and they usually have ulterior motives for converting to Islam. There was one Karen that was on Clubhouse who converted, who just, she had these points that, that convert men aren't going to be able to find women, and that convert women have it easier to find men. And I'm like, okay, then why haven't you found a man then, if that's the case, But that's another story for another day. But what I'm saying is this, and I'm going to end on this note, is that the amount of the amount of, for example, videos that come out with Karen doing just egregious things, like just doing weird shit, okay? Kissing the dog on the tongue, um, making food in the toilet, uh, just crazy things. And the one that is most disturbing, saying that I only wash my hair and then I let the soap just go down my body and that's enough. And then last but not least, bro, why would you want someone who doesn't even wash their ass after they take a shit? Okay? Like, come on, bro. And you mean to tell me this is better? But granted, non-Muslim Keisha doesn't do it either, but still, like, bro, like, they're not better. They're the same. That's just my point. Like, you get the same thing. Like, please point me to somewhere that shows that you get something different. Please give me an example of a celebrity getting something different, or an athlete getting something different. Please let me know. But that, yeah, forgive me for this rant, but this thing makes me mad when they say things like dumb shit like this. When, as a matter of fact, they're far from what this lady is saying. But anyhow, man, that's all I'm gonna say for now. I may go live later, but thank you for listening. And Fula signing out. Njarama.